My name is Rachel. I'm a senior here at Iowa State University studying under Professor Amy Christensen. This video is part of a project I'm doing that will be documenting different reed styles and scrapes, most of which I will be scraping right here and trying out. So for all of these, I'm going to be using my Luray brass 47mm staples. And the batch of cane that I'm going to be using I bought from Midwest Musical Imports. It said it was shaped by Gonzalez. I will often gouge and shape cane here in our studio, but with the pandemic, I've just been buying some pre-shaped cane for the past few months. This reed is going to be a European style scrape. From the research I've done, there are some differences between French style and an English scrape and a German scrape, but for my purposes, this reed is just going to be kind of a general European scrape. What I have found that is most typical is the reed, the finished length often is like 72mm. So this one I have tied on at 73. Often it is a V shape instead of an inverted V, which we'll often find in American scrapes. And then a lot of the bark is just left on from about 10mm up and just down to the bottom. I'm going to be mostly going off of a reed tutorial from Francois Leloup. The first thing that he does, he splits the blades using his plaque, which to me is honestly terrifying, but we are going to try our best, and if I mess it up, I have more blanks. So he sticks it through, a bit like this, gets it through both blades, and tears through the top. Like so. The part of the reed that he scrapes on, he says is often 9 to 10mm from the top. So with my tie at 73, I'm just going to make a mark down at 63 for my own reference. We are going to continue on with scraping. This one is going to be a regular V, starting from down at the bottom and going all the way upward in a fluid motion. I'm going to keep a bit of the spine, just have it be present on this reed. I'll do a few scrapes on one side, move on to the other. As always, you want to make sure that your blank is well soaked before you start scraping. You know, I say well soaked. I think a good 5 minutes often does the trick. I don't like my cane to be too soft when I go to scrape on it, but I know some people like scraping bark off of a dry reed. I like it to have some moisture in it. So on this side, we can see I have a bit of a W shape. I have found that that is a bit more typical of maybe a German scrape. A French style might have more of a V, but for right now I'm not going to worry all that much about it. So now I'm going to go back in and thin out more of the tip. Okay, give it a test, we'll see where it's crowing. It's crowing a little bit sharp, but I'll just see where we're playing at. Way too hard. Actually, let me see how we're sealing, just because I'm terrified of opening with the plaque like I did. Seal is good. All right. I'm gonna hold it up to the light, which probably won't be in frame, unfortunately. So the tip is getting pretty thin, but farther down, I think could still use some scraping. So I'm gonna go back in. This time I'm going to make a little bit more of an effort to make a V shape rather than a W shape. So starting from the bottom and middle and just making a smooth scrape all the way out to the tip of the reed. Okay, let's give it another shot.